I thought I'd make y'all a video of my F3 here. I'm going to make a little update video and tell you what my plans are in the future for it. Let's see, I'm still looking for wheels for it. I went through a couple different sets trying to figure out if any of them would fit, and the last set I got was a set of four 16.5 inch, I think they're Ford rims, I'm not sure. Two of them are deep well that went on the rear. I thought they'd clear those drums, but they didn't. I measured and you need to have at least a 16-inch inner diameter in those wheels for those drums to clear. And I think these wheels are off by maybe 1/4 of an inch, so oh well. I mean, not much I can do about that, so I've got those for sale. I think I've got a guy pretty interested in them anyways. So I decided to go with 16-inch wheels. I'm going to get a set of 16-inch wheels and tires for it. Hopefully I can find some decent radials that are mounted. But I'm only going to use the radials until they get all worn out and I can afford bias ply tires. Because I am going to put bias ply tires on this truck, and I've looked into it and stuff, and a set of 16-inch bias ply tires will have almost the same overall diameter as this 17-inch wheel here, this original one. I think it's off by 1/2 inch or something like that. But yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to get a set of 16-inch wheels for this truck. And of course those aren't going to go on without major modification. I mean, they will on the front, but yeah, they'll clear the 12-inch drums in the front, but not the 14-inch in the rear. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to start looking for a Dana 60 rear end with that bolt pattern from a 67 to 72 Ford F-250. Now, Dana 60 rear end from that period would have 410 gears in the back, which would give it a much better gear ratio for actual highway driving and stuff. Because I think this this gear ratio is, I don't know, 480 something, and I think it makes sense where the higher the number, the slower you're gonna go, because I think it's 4.88 or something like that to 1, which means a motor has to make. I mean, I'm not really sure how this works. I kind of reasoned it out in my head that the motor has to make 4 revolutions, or depending on what gear, so many revolutions to make the wheel go around once. And you know, going through the transmission and factoring that into it. So I think the lower the number in the rear end, pretty much the better speed you're going to get out of it. So I think this is in the high 4s. If I get a Dana 60, I think that'll be, I think those are 410 gears, and those should give me enough speed. I'm hoping to get maybe 70, 75 miles an hour out of those. But we'll just have to see. And, I mean, feel free to leave a comment if I'm completely off on my reasoning as far as that rear end and the gearing and stuff. But I just figured that kind of made sense to me, so I'm going to stick with it. But other than that, I pulled the front wheel cylinders off, and I was going to get rebuild kits for those. Well, apparently they don't make rebuild kits for these front cylinders. And it's a 1-inch diameter bore on that side and 1 3/8 inch on that side. And they don't make a rebuild kit for that. I figured I could probably order the parts individually. A 1 3/8 inch seal and a 1-inch seal. And I'd also need a piston and stuff, and that's going to be pretty expensive ordering parts like that. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do. I think I'm just going to buy new wheel cylinders for the front, which does disappoint me because I got a quote of about $88 to replace both these front wheel cylinders. Now since I'm swapping out this rear end anyways, I already rebuilt the rear cylinders. Because as before, I thought I'd have to switch out this rear end. So I already rebuilt those cylinders, and I thought I'd pull one of them off and see if they'd fit the front. Well, of course they don't. I guess it stands to reason, because why would Ford use two different cylinders that would interchange on the front and the rear if they, if they could use one design cylinder? So yeah, that's that. And I also tore all of the wood out of this bed. I guess I forgot to mention that as I'm giving you video and stuff of this rear end through the floor. I have to remove this wooden cross member there, and then the two halves of that one that are still in there. Then I've got some more scraping to do. Someone tried to seal this with like roofing tar or something. I don't know why they'd want to seal the bed. I think that just hold water in. It'd probably rot the bed faster, but I don't know, whatever floats your boat. So I'm gonna scrape the rest of that tar off the sides there before we put new wood in it. I was really considering fixing up all the rust holes and all that stuff before we put wood in this. Then I realized, that's gonna cost me a ton of money. I mean, even if I do it myself, I don't have the skills, I don't have the equipment to do it. I don't have a welder or anything. I mean, I know the basic principles of rust repair and stuff, but never done it before in my life. I mean, I guess I kind of have an excuse. I mean, I'm 17. I'm not sure what to do about that. That's a whole bunch of pitting. I'm probably going to cut that out eventually. Once I get the tools, I'm going to cut that out. I'm going to patch something else in there because that looks terrible. I don't want to fill that up with Bondo. I really want to use as little body filler as possible on this truck, because I'm one of those guys who, body filler is just masking the problem. It's not fixing it. So I'm going to pound out all these dents. I'm going to fix them on my own, So I guess by the end of this project, I'm going to be really, really good at body work and stuff. One thing I'm probably not going to be able to fix is this running board here. I'm probably going to have to take those to some fabrication shop and see if they can either patch that or reproduce them somehow. Because nobody manufactures reproduced F3 through. I'm not sure what model these running boards are through. It's F3, and then I'm not sure if they made pickups or if they just made flatbed trucks and other stuff. I'm not sure if the F3 was the biggest model you could get with a pickup. But anyways, I'm probably gonna have to have someone fab up a set of those running boards, because these are in tough shape, There's my foot. And I think I've covered just about everything with this truck for now. And I was thinking of some paint jobs, but that's gonna be probably 10 years away. And I'm out of a job right now. I don't have any money, really, so I'm gonna be lucky if I can afford to switch out this rear end and get a set of wheels. And when I switch out this rear end for a Dana 60, I'm gonna have to shorten the drive shaft by 2 inches, and I'm gonna take that to some machine shop or someplace. I think they could probably shorten that 2 inches and balance it. And I read online that shouldn't cost more than $100, but I guess it depends on where I go. So that's about it as far as this project. I'm going to keep it original for now, mostly because I can't afford it, but secondly, I like the original look. I like the work clothes that it's in. It's rusty and it's beat up and everything, but if I leave it like this instead of putting it in primer, I won't feel obligated to do any more work on it or anything. I mean, leaving it as is of course going to give me the least amount of work to worry about. Whereas if I sand it down, then I'm going to have to do body work, and then I'm going to have to, I suppose I'm probably going to have to do some body filler work where it needs it. Then I'm going to have to, I'm going to have to repair all the rust spots and all the pitted spots, like right there. And that's thousands of dollars. So staying original for now. I'm not sure if I made a video since, but I got my nice custom seat cover here. I think I'm gonna take that into a place in town, maybe when I've got some money. I'm gonna have them back that with canvas, so it'll be a little more durable. And I'm not sure if I'll just leave it sitting on top of there, sitting on top of these buckets, which are ugly, or if I'll actually have them do something with it. But maybe wrap each individual bucket with it. I'm not sure. We'll see. I'm trying to think of what I could do to this truck right now without spending a whole bunch of money to it, or money on it, I guess. And I think I'm probably gonna figure out how to wire up the starter button like it originally was, because right now you gotta ground this wire out down here. Oops, I didn't even see the switch there. You gotta ground that out to start it. So maybe I'll wire that up correctly. I don't know what else I'll do. I should really scrub it down nice. Maybe go through something on the motor. Maybe I'll rebuild the carb, put new plugs in it, new wires, maybe new points and condenser. I really hate messing with ignition though, because that always bothers me when the engine doesn't run right. Like that truck, my F-150. My grandpa had to I think he pulled the whole distributor off because he had to replace an ignition module. He put it back on, it wasn't timed right. So I drove it around for maybe a month with a misfire, and it never knocked. But the distributor was too far advanced, so I backed that off a little bit, and now it runs fine. Doesn't hesitate, doesn't do anything. I mean, it's still slow, but I guess what can you expect? It's got an 85-mile-an-hour speedometer on it. But I really don't want to tear into timing and stuff. I'm probably going to regret tearing into this motor in the first place. I don't think it's ever been apart. It's the original flathead that's in it. An 8BA. Ugh, this hood binds on something up there. I'm not sure what it is, but it's pretty difficult to open. Anyways, yeah, there's the flathead. And I think that's a car air cleaner on it. I don't think that's a truck air cleaner. Or maybe it's a car carburetor, I'm not sure. But there is a difference between the two. Right on the rim of the carburetor where the air cleaner sits on top. This doesn't sit quite right. It's loose on there, and it's cranked down as tight as I could have it, so maybe something's goofy on there. But probably get these turn signals working. Maybe I'll do some wiring on it. Oops. Smashed all my thumbtacks. Here we go. And yeah, maybe I'll do some wiring work. Maybe I'll wire up some tail lights. I still have to get this thing, get it registered, get it titled. It's never been titled, I guess. I don't know how they could do that. It's had registration, it's never had a title though. But I talked to the people at the DMV and they said, yeah, no problem. As long as you're on the VIN and there's no flags that pop up, you should be able to get it retitled. So, maybe that'll come this fall, maybe over the winter. We'll just see how she goes. And I also took some steel wool to this grill here. And it cleaned up really nice. I'm not sure if that's stainless or if that's paint or what, but I scrubbed the rust off there. I mean, that's what it looked like before and that's what it looks like now, so maybe I'll clean her up some more. I guess that's about all I got. So, give you another update video when I actually get something done on this thing. See ya.